What's up guys, my name is Fran and welcome back. So today we are checking out the Google Wi-Fi. So the Google Wi-Fi is the latest addition into Google's arsenal of products. It is a home router which is supposed to make your Wi-Fi life simple. So checking out some of the tech specs, it is boasting AC 1200, which means it can do 1200 megabits per second, 2x2 Wave 2 Wi-Fi, which just means that it's using the second generation of AC wireless technology. It also has an expandable mesh Wi-Fi, so if you were to add any other of these devices, say you actually have a larger home other than the shoebox that I live in, you can have multiple of these devices to expand the Wi-Fi coverage within your home. And TX beamforming. Now beamforming is the ability to send a signal in the direction of the actual device to actually maximize the signal. Generally, a router or any antenna is going to just send out a signal in all directions, hoping that something will catch it, but that beamforming just makes it more of a direct connection. And that's pretty much it, nothing too special spec-wise. Now the funny thing about the Google Wi-Fi is that this is not Google's first entry into the router market. About a year or so ago, Google introduced something called the OnHub. Now this was their then play on the router, and in my opinion, this was a great product. I personally own one and it's been my home router for quite some time. It's been rock solid and stable. I haven't really even had to look at it since I dropped the configuration. Generally with most routers, you do every once in a while need to update firmware or make some changes, but this does everything in the back end automatically. Now the specs on the OnHub were boasting AC 1900, so it was a lot faster than that 1200. Congestion sensing Wi-Fi radio. 13 high-performance Wi-Fi antennas. Again, that's also for that beamforming technology. So there's not much that's changed from the OnHub versus this one, except for the actual generation of AC wave, as well as the speed decrease in the newer generation. Now granted, that connection speed sort of doesn't matter. The average home wireless network isn't really even going to go anywhere near that. Personally, my network, I get 300 down, 20 up. However, for internal data transfer, the faster speeds is beneficial for someone like me who deals with a lot of media, such as videos, 4K footage, etc. But for the average user, it's not going to matter. So this isn't exactly a versus video, but I did want to put the Google OnHub head to head with the Google Wi-Fi to see if they actually had made any improvements or changes in the newest generation of their router. So one of the things I checked out when I was testing these two devices head to head was the connection speed from the client device to the router itself. In most cases, they were connected around the same speed, with the OnHub edging out the Google Wi-Fi device by a little bit, or it would just sort of fluctuate back and forth. Of course, I ran speedtest.net, but of course the connection speed on both of them are going to be nowhere near the actual total bandwidth of the router itself, so it performed as I expected. I was able to see maximum speeds here. I also ran some networking tests, and this is where things got a little bit funky. The OnHub was able to edge out the Google Wi-Fi device on test by test by test. So I use a piece of software called LAN Speed Test. This is a network benchmarking software, and I was able to test the transfer speeds of data packages anywhere from 20 megabytes all the way up to a gigabyte. And in every situation, the Google OnHub was more consistent and faster. So initially when I first hooked up the Google Wi-Fi, I was running into some issues with connectivity. I blamed it on the fact that I had double NAT. My home network is extremely intricate, so I had a pretty weird setup and I forgot to put it in bridge mode. However, when I finally resolved that issue, I still was having a ton of connection issues. And that's my biggest gripe when it comes to this router, connection issues. I was continuously dropped, or my bandwidth was dropped really, really low. All of my connected devices pretty much are running off of AC wireless. They might not be Wave 2 except for my actual 2016 MacBook Pro, however they are all AC wireless. And I had continuous connection drop. Attempting to watch Netflix was actually painful, with bandwidth continuously dropping, and you can tell from the actual image quality. Streaming videos on YouTube as well as other websites also seemed itself difficult using the Google Wi-Fi router compared to what I'm used to on my Google OnHub router. Overall, this Google Wi-Fi device was super disappointing. I mean, I expected it to be at least as good as the previous generation, but it's not even as good as that one. For now, I'll be sticking with my Google OnHub. I'll be packing up the Google Wi-Fi and sending it back to Best Buy. At the end of the day, I could not recommend this router, and a lot of these issues most likely could be resolved with firmware updates. However, this isn't Google's first router, so I don't understand why a flaw like this with connection issues across multiple devices should even exist. But it's also got me thinking, I mean, who even buys routers nowadays? The average consumer is going to most likely get a router from their actual internet service provider. And then the more educated consumer is going to probably pick up something like one of Netgear's Nighthawks or one of ASUS's offering. So I'm not even really sure if there's a market for this device. Either way, I personally would stay away from the Google Wi-Fi for now until they can resolve some of those connection issues with possibly a firmware update or maybe some hardware updates. Anyway, that's going to wrap up this really short review of the Google Wi-Fi. If I forgot to cover anything or you have any questions about this device before I return it, let me know in the comment section below. Also, while you're down there, if you like this video and you want to see more content like this, do me a favor, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. I'll be sure to be bringing you guys a multi-part series. This is actually the first part in something I call the network series. So like I said earlier, my home network is pretty intricate. I have a lot of servers running, a lot of VMs. I have a Cisco ASA with a multi-port switch and all this crazy jazz. So I think that'd actually be pretty nerdy and cool to go over. So stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, and check back for some more networking devices and testing. Anyway, once again, guys, my name is Fran. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully I see you guys in the next one.